Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. I've got the blank, which is great, but do I have a bingo? I don't think so. I think if I did, the blank would be a vowel. Just running through them in my mind, I'm not seeing anything. So I can play Z for 26. Fantastic. This looks jolly close to a bingo. I have cabinet with the blank as an I. Z takes an A and an S afterwards. So that currently plays in column 10. What else do I have? B and C not great together. Let me run through the alphabet. Well, let me stop that because opponents played. So AFF takes a Y, not helpful. Zeta only takes an S. Cabinet plays in row I because of ZE and ET, so I am going to bingo. What would score more would probably be a column 8 play beginning or ending in E. So, do I have such a play? I'm going to run through the alphabet, imagining I have an extra E on my rack. Adjacent through a U. Not seeing anything so far. This rack plus an E. There could well be one. So I have the back prefix, no double lanes to concern myself with. Balconette through an O. This rack plus an E. No, this isn't looking fruitful. So, fortunately, I do have a bingo cabinet for 76. And not a terrible rack for 7 random tiles. I do have a couple of vowels, no duplicates. I don't think there's a bingo here. No floating ends for an ING. Bingo. But this isn't a million miles away from one. Not seeing a 7. Let me briefly consider the floaters. Nope, not seeing anything. So, how to sort this rack out? Not easy. The board is quite restricted. Nothing goes in front of ZE. Only an S goes after Zeta. Only a Y after a Phi. But my H can go under the C. And that remains available for HM or UH. 26 for opponent. IT doesn't take anything I've got, so... I do have an M for Z. So, what do I have here? Do I have anything to follow the M? What goes in front of eta that I've got? Just G. So, if this ends M, I think it has to end UM. So, gum, drum, hum. I quite like gum in terms of the rack leave. H is quite nice, especially with this CH spot. I hope I'm not missing a bingo through that C. So 27 points for gum, setting up a monstrous X spot. Can I do anything to mitigate that? I don't think so. Well, does a U have to come in front of an M? Let me put this back. Because I could end a play RM. If it ends IM, it's the same X issue. And I could just play HM, but I think this rack lead GIU is pretty awful. I am going to go with Gum for 27. Well, pretty good. Is Herdes good? If it is, it plays in column 11. I think it is. I think it's a word which only exists in what appears to be a plural, but it isn't a plural. Am I completely fabricating that? And do I have a bingo? Well, Herdes still plays in column 12. WAF takes an S. Do I have anything through the C or the A? I think if I do, they'll be inferior to this play, so I'm going to go with Herdes for 87, and it's good. Fantastic. Never in doubt. So, look at this for 7 random tiles. Pretty good. This immediately looks bingo-y to my eyes. And this is the second rack I've had B and C together, and I had a bingo last time, which is hugely auspicious. So what do I have? I've got the IBL ending with CIS and a floating H for the C, but not seeing a bingo through that. What about the U? No. R? No. D? No. I unlikely. C? Oh well, I'm feeling less enthusiastic about this rack. What about A? Gosh, no, not seeing anything. I wonder what I am thinking about. Something is ringing a bell. Oh, opponent takes out that C spot for to go with the H. 42 points, good score. I lead by 80. Can I keep the scoring going? An opponent provides a second X spot and may have drawn an X. They've just played 6 tiles. Does Rethink take a P in front? It might do. Still 2 to come. So how to sort this rack out? And any new floaters to consider. There's N. There's K. What am I thinking of with this rack? There is the IC and ICS endings with bile and biles. Not seeing anything there. Okay. Neither of my big tiles goes on these X spots. I have bickies through the C, but that doesn't get doubled. I've got Bice. Only 16 points. I need to stop thinking about what bingo I'm missing here. I've got the ice prefix. This A does look useful, but I'm not seeing anything, and I don't have an I myself for ITA. Can I get value from the Fs? I don't want to burn my S. I do want to play off B and I. The L's not great, but it does go quite well with the C. Still 2 L's to come. Wow, what a tricky rack. I wasn't expecting this to be difficult at all. I only have an E for going to the right of the F. Maybe I should play Bice. I just hope this isn't an occasion where I play off the E cheaply and then spend the rest of the game not drawing one. This is taking out one of the X spots. It's not providing very much. Only an H goes after the C. It takes out pre-think, if that were good. But I'm mainly balancing my rack. I'm going with this. Wow, what a reward. But such is the wont of the Scrabble gods, is that I can't infer from this amazing rack that Bice was in any way the best play on the previous move. But how can I maximise value from this? Surely I have a ton of bingos. So I have Lunacies and Esculin through the C. Do I have a play beginning with K? Unlikely with U and N. Nothing's coming to mind. Do I have a play? Well, S in second place is going to open up column 15. 52 for opponent. Wow, amazing score. So that was the danger with Bice. But do I now have a play down from the P? Again, the UN not being at the beginning of the play makes it unlikely, but I am going to look. This rack plus a P. I don't think Paladins is good. I lead by 50. Painful's not good. 11 minutes on my clock. Not seeing anything so far. Pinulas? Possibly. Possibly pinulas. Gosh, that looks close. Spinula. Patulins, definitely good. 100% nailed on. Fantastic. Let me get that down. Patulins for 80. And I draw the X, and this super hot X spot remains available, but I don't have a vowel for going in front of the G. I would need an A or a U. But I do have X turns on my rack. Does that play? I don't think it does. But I should give credit to this rack. It's actually pretty good, having drawn a bingo. Is there really nowhere for X turns? No. But what about the floaters? There's a D. No. What about this I? Intersects. And I don't think that has an anagram, so that doesn't play. And A. No. If I played just the X, just XU, then my rack leave is pretty decent. Both blanks have gone. I've had both of them, which is fantastic. Any lanes I haven't considered? This R is, well, not available. And opponent has provided a spot for X turns. Hilarious. So X turns and revs for 87. Fantastic. And again, another excellent draw, and I lead by 180. Just 22 tiles in the bag. So I think I have Ignorer. Not too sure about that. Do I have anything through the A, which stays available? This rack plus an A. 10 minutes on my clock. What about Orangia? Wow, I think this may be good. Good grief. Orangia for 70. Yes! Absolutely ridiculous. 469. So Orangia, Externs and Patulins. 3 back-to-back bingos after that really flaky play of Bice. But the bingo run ends, surely. But it's still a pretty kind rack, in that it's balanced and I've got scoring tiles to go with the vowels. Orangia has taken out my H spot. Wahoo is good. 22 for opponent, and I only mention that in terms of sorting the rack out. Not seeing anywhere for it. Orangia doesn't take an S. Vitro doesn't take an S. I've got the last S. Interesting. So, 11 tiles in the bag. I've got the last S, which goes very well with WOF. But how can I get value from W and H? No YW words. Wow, quite a dry board. I guess I've got YO. Interesting. I've got YO for 28, which is a big score. Opponent can't do that much damage bottom left because I'm covering the double letter square. Let me count the remaining vowels. 6 out of 18, so keeping a vowel-heavy rack is fine. Especially as there are quite a few big tiles, J, P, V and Y, which go well with vowels. So I am going with YO. Great, and I do draw a couple of those big tiles, and I've now got a balanced rack. Could there be a bingo here? Well, not a 7. Nothing with the K. What about the R? R stays available, just 21 for opponent. That's why YO wasn't particularly dangerous. So I've got the LY ending. I've got the poly beginning. Polyurias is good. It's 5 tiles in the bag. So I think I'm looking to get rid of Y and U. Uta and Abai are both good, but UY isn't. Phi is good. Interesting, I could play YU. YU takes an S and a P, but what remaining tiles go after it? G does, but only G. So I'm setting up a really nice lane. I am taking out the S spot for WAF because U is covering the double word square, which was going to give that play value. But I do like the creation of this lane. Opponent's unlikely to bingo here. They would have to have a G in this spot, so it couldn't be an ING bingo. But even if they do, I lead by 200. This game is won, and I think I've got a decent chance of bingoing again. I'm going with this. So I have pot ales, pelotas, and apostle, and apostle plays. Will that stay available? So anything with the R? Don't think so. What about the K? Unlikely. So it is just Royale that I've created. What about the E? No. So what's opponent going to do? If they have a G, they must surely be tempted to play it on the end of YU. But if they've got the J, they may be focusing on getting rid of that. Suddenly the board has become quite tight. Am I sure there's nothing beginning with K? Kalo type is good if my S were a Y. I'm recording this game out of sequence. I've taken Friday afternoon off work to record this video because over the coming 3 days I've got a big Scrabble tournament in the UK, the British Match Play Scrabble Championships, over 3 days of the August bank holiday, so super excited about that. And it means I'm not recording these videos on Saturday and Sunday. I'm recording them on Friday and either Monday or Tuesday, probably Tuesday. But anyway, this is a great fillip to start the weekend. Surely there is a bingo with the R. The letters just look so bingo-y. Prolates. And Polestar. Is there a third? Don't think so. What about O and R? Difficult to see what the second tile would be. Nothing goes after FY, so column 12 isn't a bingo lane. Likewise with Owls and Vitro. So what if my bingo is blocked? Where can I get value from the P? There are 3 tiles in the bag. Bicep is good, but Epi isn't. Oh, I'm also excited about the new words that are going to come into our word list from next January. Now, yes, Pelotas plays, but do I have a column 15? Triple, 9-timer. This rack plus an E. This would be devastating to miss. This rack plus an E. 6 minutes on my clock. Close to toe plates. Close to sellotape. And sole plate. Let me consider initial letters. A, E, L, O, P, S, T. Okay, not seeing anything with E. What about the J? No. D? No. So I've got Pelotas and pot ales. Does Apostle play? It doesn't. So it's one of those. And I don't think there's any difference because the P doesn't get doubled with either. So I'm going to go with Pelotas for 69. And the final score, 310 for opponents, 602 for me, a winning margin of 292 points, so a huge, huge win. Let's see what I missed. Wow, 600 points. That doesn't happen very often. So it was me to go first, and I played Z, that looks fine. Hasty plays AF. Now, I6, oh wow, plays underlapping Zeta, Benefact for 82. That would have been better than my play. So, I play Cabinet. Yeah, Benefact slightly better, but Cabinet is fine. Opponent's rack, they play Toa. Now, J2HM. Don't like the rack leave, don't like setting up row H. CH takes a lot of vowels in front. So, I play Gum. Grum also playable, but I regard the R as being a bingo-y tile. Although having said that, does R go well with DHI? Well, it doesn't go terribly, so I'm still happy with my play, but it may have made it harder for opponent to get value from the X. This is one of these instances where opponent didn't slap their X down, but if they did, you would be focusing more on this play as to whether it was deficient. So I think Grum probably would have been a better play on reflection. Opponent plays Owl, and here we go, Herdes. And I think it's just a long time since I've seen this word, but it is good, and it is the only bingo. Wow, C5. Integrity through G and IT. I never considered that lane. And opponent plays Rethink for 42. So this is the rack I was agonising over. No bingos appear. Bells for 37, E11. Bells and Zetas, that's nice. Keeping double I. So yeah, this is the wretched play where I played Bice. I didn't like it. It does make the top 10. And it preserves the S. And Bell preserves the S, but at the expense of duplicate I, so I don't prefer that. The duplicate letter is worth about 5 points, and there's only 4 points difference. So I2, Silise. Yeah, quite nice. Nothing goes in front of the C, and I'm retaining the S to go after it, so Silise is quite nice. Now, opponent's rack. Great play of Pyemia, and this I think is the closest opponent gets to me, because here we go. I have Patulins, Pinula's was good, that was the other play, and Purslane I didn't see, and then alternative bingos elsewhere. But Patulins looks best. Opponent with Violent, nowhere for it, plays Vitro or Vitro, which is fantastic because look at this. Only one playable bingo, and the spot has just been provided by opponent, who is now a long way behind with a lot of vowels. They play AIA, and Orangia on my rack. I didn't think I had a bingo. Even looking at the A, I didn't think I had one, but I did. Opponent plays Chin, and now just 11 tiles in the bag. I play YO for 28, and I like that. I could have got 10 more points, but burning the S, retaining WU, I think my play is better. Opponent plays Wool, and this is where I tried to create a new bingo lane. So I sacrificed points here, but I think it was a good thing to do. Opponent plays Gadji, and phew, there is no triple, so I play Pelotas for 69, but it plays for more. M6. Oh, because Yug takes an A, so I could have pushed Pelotas along one square and got 2 extra points. Wow. Okay, well, I'm not too bothered about that. I would be in a tournament if I lost the tournament by 1 point, but that's not the scenario here. But what a fabulous game, because I don't remember the last time I got 600 points, and getting 500 points is pretty hard, so always special to get another 100 more. So many thanks to opponent for a good game. I hope you enjoyed watching that game. Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time.